everyone, and welcome to EWC Chaos. We have a tremendous show for you today. Tons of new challengers entering Enthusiacs Wrestlegaming Championship. I'm your host, Chris Carlson. Joining me, as always, Emil Davis. How are you doing today, Emil?
I am doing great. I'm hanging out here live in Raleigh, North Carolina. Glad to be back in the Queen State, in the King City, where the flares flare and the rares rare and the battles go down.
All right. You seem to be in good spirits today. Back in the black, I assume. And here we have joining us the new team, No Time for Time Travel. Tony, Quoc, and Lamb.
I feel like the name doesn't tell the truth, because all of these people are either from the past to the future, or the past future to the future past, so they must have had time for time travel at some point. Otherwise the time travel couldn't have happened to get them to travel to this point in time.
A very timely observation, Emil. They do seem a bit anachronistic. Today, they are facing Harold, Thomas, and Richard. We've seen them plenty in the Enthusiacs Wrestlegaming Championship. Not too much success on their part, but teaming up as a unit, perhaps they will be able to upset the new entries to Enthusiacs Wrestlegaming Championship. No Time for Time Travel.
I wouldn't hold my breath on that one. Seeing as these people have the power of time travel, they've probably gone back, or is it forward, or to some point in time and watched this match. They should have it figured out straight up and down.
That would stand to reason. Chrono is definitely known for hopping back and forth in time and taking advantage of it. Mega Man, we know he's from at least the year 2000X, although I suppose that would be the past, wouldn't it?
At this point, I believe so. Maybe, multiverse theory, it's a different 2000X.
Unless it's X, and he's from 2000XX, which could still be in the future.
All I know is it's confusing and my brain hurts.
Anyhow, Chrono here is actually Lamb from No Time for Time Travel, taking a side Russian leg sweep from Harold, who tags in Thomas, trying to use some quick tags to take advantage.
I'm in the team. Of veterans has to do something. They seem a little outclassed here by these up-and-coming hot newcomers.
The other members of No Time for Time Travel. The Mega Man looking fellow there is Quoc, and the Captain America looking fellow there is Tony. Tagging in to Richard. And he's already dead weight. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Nice gut buster from Lamb.
Lamb seems to be doing everything he can to take out this man here in the mask. Remind me of his name? I'm sorry. I think all the time travel has me bleeding from the nose.
That is Richard. Lamb there. Not showing the greatest ring IQ at the moment. They are not cutting off the ring. They are not isolating one of their opponents.
Well, sometimes when you're new to something, you don't actually know every last little bit. But like I said earlier, I guess they should, because they should have watched it. And, oh, there goes the nosebleed again.
Well, we do see here Harold, Thomas, and Richard do seem to be trying to cut off the ring. Isolating Lamb. He's still on their side of the ring. But he does seem to be comporting himself fairly well, given that. Oh, and a spine buster.
That's a big-time move there. Good way to get a quick recovery. And here we go with the wily move to cut off the ring and get back into their own point.
Oh, some teamwork here. Quoc running interception and a doomsday device on Richard.
That's a blast from the past I haven't seen in quite some time.
Not going for the pin. Trying to wrench the arm instead. Now the pin. Oh, too much time. A little bit of a miscommunication on the part of No Time for Time Travel. Oh!
You got to be on top of things like that. You got to make sure your communication is top notch whenever you're in the ring.
And it gets even more complex in the 6-man tag.
Absolutely.
It might turn out that this was a bit much for the No Time for Time Travel crew to chew on in their first bite.
Would you say that they've taken on far too much time in their first appearance?
Or perhaps they did not have enough preparation time.
These time puns, they must stop. We have to stop it. Otherwise, we're going to have a bad time. All right, I promise that's my last one.
Lamb back in the ring. Taking on Thomas. Swinging neck breaker. Tagging in Harold. Harold, the veteran of their team.
I do have to give this team credit, though. They are using the time to keep the fresh man in there and never let No Time for Time Travel really beat one person down.
Oh, nice sequence of offense from Lamb. Cutting the ring off again. Oh my goodness. Quoc in the ring now. Oh, chopping with that extra padding on the Mega Buster arm. Would that be a Mega Buster?
I hope not, because if it's Mega Buster, that's a gun, and that's clearly illegal. And I mean, but then again, here at EWC, we've already had so much illegal stuff with Judge Greg's armor and everything else. I wouldn't be surprised.
Some amazing technical display from Quoc with a really fast. I'm not sure how many. There are not many people who can bust out a moonsault that fast, and he transitions to a rear naked choke. And the bedlam that ensues, Quoc feeling very confident. Too confident. Not exactly sure what was going through his head there.
I feel like our super fighting robot here had a major malfunction, deciding to taunt when there's clearly people in the ring that could still beat him up.
Maybe he has an extra go-to 10 line.
That's very possible. It's very possible.
Thomas in the ring now with Quoc. Dragging him down with the armbar. Oh my. I'm not sure I've ever seen an armbar escape quite like that. That's some future techno wrestling there, it seems.
That power slam. Some with all the power of all the servos and speed and machinery in his body.
And from the far end of the ring, too. Thomas had a long time to think about what was about to happen. They seem to be going to the well again for another doomsday device. But Quoc not going for the pin, instead going for a stump puller. Just wanted to rub it in a bit.
See, but that's a rookie mistake. You don't play with your food. If you got a person beat, you pin him, you take care of business. You're just giving him a chance to get back into the fight.
I think Quoc just wanted to get another hit in, get another wrench in before surrendering to the legal man, Tony, who locks in a sharpshooter.
Have you ever seen this many submission moves in a 6-man tag match? I can't say I have.
I cannot recall a single time. No Time for Time Travel. Trying to make a statement, you might think.
Maybe they are. It's a dangerous statement to make, though.
They're going for it one more time. Oof. That's 2 on Thomas, I think, in short succession. And Tony, again, wanting to get some of his own damage in before letting the legal man Quoc get at it. Quoc going for a chin lock of sorts, driving his knee into the spine.
I wouldn't want to be in his position.
Looked like he almost had Thomas tapping out.
Ooh.
Some ruthless aggression there with just open choke.
And the no time for time travel, showing a lot of attitude in the way they're fighting.
Another tag to Harold. Quoc in the wrong side of the ring. Oh, nice drop kick from the vet.
I mean, Quoc needs to make a tag here. He's taking a beating. He's got to do something. All his metal parts and servos may be tough, but they can't take too much punishment.
Quoc able to flip out. Harold trying to grab a headlock to slow him down. Quoc gets out, but Harold hits a snap suplex.
That's a big move right there.
The fast tags, often a good strategy in the tag match. But Harold, Thomas, and Richard might be gassing themselves out a bit.
That's a risk you got to take sometimes to make sure you got fresh legs, especially against a young, tough team like No Time for Time Travel.
Taking the boots to his head. Wonder how effective that is through Quoc's helmet.
You know, I've had a problem with helmets before, but I feel like in this case, it's not protected too much considering he's a robot and his head's made of metal. So what can I help?
Quoc locking in another rear naked choke. No time for time travel, running interference. And Harold has to tap.
Man, I don't think I've ever seen a match, especially a six-man tag match, end with a submission.
It is very uncommon for tag matches, and it is even less common in a six-man tag. Here we see No Time for Time Travel hitting the Doomsday device, but having a bit of a miscommunication about who should follow up. A problem that seemed to plague them throughout the match.
But there you see, sorry.
Missed opportunities, but they never really were out of control.
You know, I think this team's going to get better as they go along. For a first showing, this is great. But as they continue to, get some mat time, get some ring time, gel together, they're going to be darn near unstoppable.
Bright things in the future for No Time for Time Travel. We've seen power, we've seen finesse, we've seen agility from this team.
And I can't wait to see what the future holds for me.
Or the past.
Or the present. Oh, nope, there's the nosebleed again. Damn it.
Well, let's move on. Up next, we know this man. It's Vega Goose.
He's been on a tear lately, just tearing through all of the EWC like a man or a machine possessed.
Another machine, perhaps. What do you think would happen if Quoc went against Goose?
I'm not sure, but I think if it's true that they're both machines, we're going to need our own John Connor. So let's be honest. Who would be stopping Vega Goose if he really decided to beat all of us up? Nobody, that's who.
Well, I'm fairly confident there's not a damn thing I'd be able to do about it. What? Who's this? No, that's Anthony Rossi from Video Game Crosstalk. Ooh! Jumping Goose from behind with a baseball bat.
Well, maybe, just maybe, a baseball bat could save our lives.
Goose, not having any of that, though. Pops right up and takes it back to Anthony.
Well, so much for my hope for a baseball bat savior. Oh, Anthony, I feel for you, brother. You may have made a miscalculation on this one.
Well, if you're going to take out Vega Goose, that's at least one attack strategy that we haven't seen tried yet. Goose, not happy with getting interrupted, that's for sure.
I wouldn't be either if a man went up and decked me with a baseball bat. Who does that? Who does that? It's just rude.
Perhaps Anthony Rossi shouldn't have dropped the bat after the first hit.
I mean...
But he's still alive.
I mean,
my goodness! Did you see that?
I'm trying to check my eyes to make sure I didn't lose my mind. But did Rossi just do the impossible and slam Vega Goose?
He lifted him up and gave him a powerful front slam. Wow.
Wow. Oof. Maybe this Anthony Rossi is somebody to look out for in the future.
Maybe. And now for our main event. Here comes Kynetyk. And if this is what we've seen before, we know who's coming next. Yep, it's Marco, the test team.
This is one nasty team of individuals. You should always be watching your back around the test team. You never know when you might get kicked in the head.
They look at you and think you're above. They'll do what they can to squash you. Kynetyk, never having had much success in the EWC in singles competition, hitched his train up with Marco. They had a successful outing as a tag team, ushering in the EWC Tag Team Division. The OGs of the EWC tags, if you will.
That's not a bad plan if you're struggling by yourself. It's time to get a little help. And let's be honest, we could all use a little help from our friends.
Sometimes. This pair does seem to be even more than the sum of its parts. And that's not to say that Marco does not have significant value on his own. He having had success on his own until he ran into Vega Goose.
Well, as we know, many a man has fallen prey to the power that is Vega Goose.
No shame in that one for sure. And their opponents. You know this music. It's the man, it's the judge, it's the EWC World Champion, Judge Greg.
I'm still disappointed, Chris. How are we still letting this man come to the ring in full body armor? I've petitioned. I've written the commissioner. I've written the governor, and nothing's happened.
Which state did you write the governor of?
All of them, Chris. All of them.
I'll have to look into the paperwork. We may have a Bob Orton and D'Lo Brown combination situation here that's being called upon to justify the protective gear.
Well, if I don't see the medical paperwork soon, I may have to go lock up his gear to make sure that we get fair fights in the EWC.
Is Judge Greg here to fight the test team on his own? That seems overly confident even for him. Nope, he's got a guest. Who's this? Is that? It is. It's Nick from Gamers Without Borders. The podcast hosted by Nick and Judge Greg. They've come together. Oh! They've come together as a tag team in the EWC. Spreading their brand elsewhere.
I mean, sometimes you gotta call your best friend to handle a problem. And it looks like Judge Greg has just done that.
Here we have a case of the established team versus the super team, you might say.
Possibly. But just as easily, this team could turn out to be all Marty Jannetty.
Kynetyk quickly taking the wheels out from Judge Greg.
That's smart, man. That can't stand, can't fight. It's a good way to get in there. And considering the legs are probably his least padded area, and maybe the one area you can actually damage him.
Can't powerbomb someone without both wheels.
Very true.
Whoa, whoa, oh my goodness. Oh, wow.
Oh, Lord. Oh, he might be dead. Well, hopefully the helmet took a little bit off of that. This is the one time I'll ever say I'm glad he was wearing something.
That might be the heaviest artillery we've ever seen Kynetyk throw out into a fight, and it's early.
I think the test team is taking this one seriously. You know, you got the champion, you got the champion's selected partner. They work together, they know each other. This might be the time where you pull out all the big guns.
Judge Greg showing some of that pop in his punches. Oh, and a tremendous German suplex on the outside. And they're still fighting on the outside. Are they going to get counted out?
Hopefully the ref gives them a little room to work with, because this is too good of a fight for it to end with a count out.
We've seen Judge Greg get some surprising quick wins in the past. A surprising quick loss would be disappointing.
And let's be real, nobody here wants to be disappointed. I don't want to be disappointed. The fans don't want to be disappointed. You don't want to be disappointed. Disappointment's the worst.
Just barely a 2 count. Judge Greg still got plenty of fight in him. But Kynetyk taking it to him like we've never seen anyone do before.
Well, let's be honest. We never expected Judge Greg not to come out and put on a good fight. That's just not the way he does things. I may not like the man, but I do respect his work ethic and fight.
Ow. And the tag. In comes Nick. First time we see this man. What's he got in store for us?
No telling.
Oh my goodness. First move is a Canadian destroyer. That is unbelievable.
We can tell both teams, we can clearly see both teams are not playing around today. They've come to fight, they've come for the big time, and they're going to give everything they've got.
First move, Canadian destroyer. Obviously didn't get all of it. Kynetyk still up and firing back. Another backdrop. Tags in Marco. The 2 smaller, faster members of the teams. Don't blink, you might miss something.
You got to pay very, very close attention. Especially with Marco and those lightning fast kicks of his. Always looking to knock you out with one swift strike.
Marco known to be a bit of a headhunter. Seems to be targeting the body a little bit at the moment.
I mean, that's risky.
It's risky, but if you got a fast high flyer, if you take out the wind, what are they going to do? You're going to slow them down.
This is true, but at the same time,
oh my goodness!
That show of athleticism was impressive. But you know the best way to not beat a high flyer? Knock him out cold.
Nick here showing quite a bit of speed. Oh. Back into the power, Judge Greg. Marco rolling away, but can't get fully away. Slammed again. Judge Greg running up. Double axe handle.
Judge Greg taking advantage here. This is his moment. Oof. Never mind. I spoke a little too late.
Do not underestimate the agility of Marco. What's Marco got in mind? What's he doing? Into the corner. Oh! No payoff for that setup. Oh! If you can block the kicks, you're going to take away a lot of Marco's offensive options.
You know, a guy like Marco, though, even if you take away his legs, I feel like he's got a few more tricks up his sleeve.
Oh, he is not a one-trick pony. But if you got to take him out of his plan A and put him into plan B or plan C, you've got him on his back foot, you've got the advantage.
I don't know, man. The cage dog is always the worst in a fight, you know what I'm saying?
You can't sleep on it. I agree. Tagging back into Kynetyk. What do they got going here? Oh my goodness. That's what they won their previous match with. Marco interrupting Nick coming into the ring. Wow!
What an upset.
Wow! I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I am shocked. The teamwork of the test team, Kynetyk and Marco, isolating Judge Greg, hitting him with the Samoan drop flying neck breaker, and Kynetyk pins the champion.
Maybe there's a chit. Honestly, I can't find the words. I cannot find the words. Maybe there is a champion lying in Kynetyk. Maybe getting back with Marco has brought him up to the next level. But it all remains to be seen.
Here we see what might have been the beginning of the end for Judge Greg. The big Pele kick. Unable to get Marco for the power slam. Wearing him down further with a tarantula. Judge Greg, unused to the tag format, should have tagged into Nick when he could, but no, he ate the Samoan drop and neck breaker.
That's all just as a team not completely understanding what's going on.
The tag team beats the super team on this night. Kynetyk and Marco celebrating their victory. The first time Judge Greg has ever tasted defeated here in the EWC. Unbelievable.
There's no telling what's to come next in EWC.
Well, thanks to everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you, Emil.
Thank you, Chris.
We will see you all next time, and good night.